Okay, listen. Stuff's been happening all year. Evolution's been going on. Right now, the U.S. is facing a very interesting situation. We found out that our government is now not just our friend, but it's our big brother, checking into everything that we've been doing. This revelation is really just opening up people's eyes to the fact that the world of 1984 is maybe a couple of years late, but it's coming to us right now. The people are beginning to realize that we have to seek our freedom and understanding, and this is what is driving evolution. So while this news sounds kind of really scary on the outside, I still look at it as a very positive sign, because bringing information to the public about the way that the operation is going and the way that we are failing to survive in the world we're in leads us to an opportunity to make changes and create these changes. In regard to changes, I really want to talk about an evolutionary event that I attended that was so profound it just blew me away. Margaret and I were in India with Bharat and Bhavani Lev, the founders of Organic India. And while we were there, we received an invitation to go to Rishikesh, which is where the Ganges leaves the foothills of the Himalayas. And this is a beautiful city and a very holy city. Rishikesh is home to many of the different religious sects that are found throughout India. Well, we were invited by a very special man, His Holiness Chinnanand Saraswati, also known in India as Pujya Swamiji. Now, he is the head of an organization called the Parmarth Niketan Ashram. This is an ashram on the banks of the Ganges in Rishikesh, over 1,000 rooms to hold visitors. And the interesting part about His Holiness Pujya Swamiji is that he is the voice for over 100 million spiritually led Indian people, and his voice is helping shape their world. Well, what was interesting about our meeting is we were called in, Organic India, and I went along, of course, with partners Bharat and Bhavani and Margaret, and we had a private meeting with His Holiness. I realized what profound implications were occurring at this particular meeting. Swamiji told us that for 1,000 years or more, the Hindus have been so involved with spirituality and consciousness, but it's been detached from the world that we live in. He said now is the time for some evolutionary change, a difference. So he brought it on himself to create a project to clean up the Ganges, which in India is called Mother Ganga. And his whole reason for doing this is not just a reason for people on the earth taking care of the environment. He's doing it from a spiritual point of view. He's telling his followers that cleaning up the mother is a necessary spiritual work for us right now, because the source of life has been the Ganges, and humans have been desecrating this river for 1,000 years. So he said, look, we've been talking spirituality up in the clouds, up in the air for all this time. But he said, now is the time of evolution. We must bring spirituality back to the earth, bring it down to the ground. And as we sat there, what his whole mission statement was is to inform the hundreds of millions of followers of his faith to recognize that cleaning up the planet is not just an environmental issue, it's a spiritual issue, so that people will be motivated to go forth and clean up their land and clean up their water so that they can have a healthier, more beautiful garden. He said this is the mission of spirituality. So what was really exciting about it was this is the merging of two worlds, the spiritual and the mundane world, coming together under the guidance of a spiritual leader who says it is in fact a spiritual effort when we work to clean up Mother Earth. And this is so important because the Swamiji was asking us to bring our technology, our higher consciousness, our Western science to come and play in the role of cleaning up the environment and taking care of Mother Ganga. This, to me, was an exciting opening because it says a mission to take care of our planet as a role of spiritual understanding, spiritual development, is part of this evolution that we are in right now. And as I've been lecturing and describing to people around the world, that for us to evolve, we must recognize two main things. One is the science of epigenetics, because that's a science that says we are personally empowered to take care of our biology, our genetics, our behavior, our health, because we are the masters of that. And number two, as I've also been lecturing upon, is the nature that there is a spiritual element to human existence, that there is a non-material identity for us out in the field, that this effort, which I wrote about in The Biology of Belief, is important because it really says we are not alone in this. We are all part of one connected spiritual family coming here to live on planet Earth and to experience heaven on earth. In regard to heaven on earth, if you haven't gotten your copy yet, please check out The Honeymoon Effect. Wonderful reviews are coming back and people are excited about it because it's a real personal insight into how we each can move from our conventional world and start to create a world which is heaven.